Peaks Challenge in the Victorian High Country is one of, if not the hardest one-day Fondo event in Australia. Comparable to a Tour de France mountain stage, it is 235 kilometres and over 4,000 metres elevation. I better start training for this. I wonder how long I got left. 4 weeks? So I guess this begs the question of, why would I do this to myself? Is it some kind of naivety, or am I just some kind of a masochist that likes to
put pain onto myself?
The truth of the matter is, it's a little bit of both, but also just a little bit unfortunate. So for a long time I had a ski trip planned in Japan in the lead up to the Peaks Challenge. This is not something that I was able to or willing to move. I accepted that there was going to have to be training on the way in, and there was going to have to be a pretty tight training program on the way out. Those plans kind of got thrown up in the air a little bit when, on my return from Japan, I got COVID. So that set me back about 2 weeks, which is not a showstopper, but it certainly makes the timeline a fair bit tighter. The basic premise of my training plan is in 3 phases. A base phase to get myself primed, a build phase where I seek to gain fitness and strength, and a focus phase where I really tailor the training to the type of ride required for the race. I'll go into more detail later, but first, let me tell you a little bit more about Peaks. Not only is it very long, and also very high, it is also time-bounded. The entire field has 13 hours to complete the course. That's how long the roads are closed for. So if you don't make it in 13 hours, that's it.
Goodbye, thanks for coming.
There are pace partners throughout the day. 12 hours, 11 hours, 10 hours. You pick. But if you get dropped, it's a long way back to the next group. So you're going to be in the wind for a fair while. My target's going to be 10 hours. Why? I'm not 100% sure. I've tried to do the research on some of the prior year's numbers, people I know who have done it, what they've achieved. 10 hours feels about right, but we'll see. The event is run by Bicycle Network, and it's a really well-run event. It's been running for, I don't know how long, many years. So there's a lot of understanding about what it takes to do one of these events. Bicycle Network put together training programs each year to help riders get up to speed for the event. To get a sense of what the ideal training probably looks like, each of their training plans is 16 weeks. They have low, medium, and high volume plans, ranging from 8, 12, and 16 hours training a week. So that makes my 4-week training block about a quarter of the recommended training program.
What am I doing?
To put that in perspective though, the 16-week training programs are designed for people who are not necessarily serious riders. This is a pretty enduring event, but it is open to a broader spectrum of riders. So the program wants to be able to bring people up to speed. As much as I am the moderate cyclist, and the COVID doesn't help, I will be coming into this event with a pretty good base. My FTP is strong, my endurance is good, I've got a lot of kilometers in the legs. I should still be okay for this event. is pretty simple. I suppose it has to be when you've only got 4 weeks to work with. Week 1 is going to be my base training. It's all about dusting off the legs, getting some more Ks in there after having virtually none for a month. All my efforts are going to be focused around strength. That means dropping a cadence, pushing hard, holding FTP power at a really low cadence. Weeks 2 and 3 are going to be my build phase. So this is going to have to be stretching those Ks out, getting longer, riding harder. Structured training is going to be the key here. FTP sessions, sweet spot sessions.
This is going to be the work.
The 4th week is going to be the focus week. This is going to be about hills and climbing. I got a pretty crushing Sunday endurance ride planned. I'm going to come down here again to Akuna Bay and see if I can become the local legend. How many times can I go up Akuna Bay in one day? Keep an eye out for that one. I'll wrap it all up with a week of tapering. Still keep the Ks high, but taper off the efforts. And that should hopefully roll me into Falls Creek, ready to rock and roll. In the middle of all of that, I'm still committed to Zwift Racing League. There are 3 more races left this season that I'll be slotting in. You'll be able to check out over the next 3 weeks. Today's ride is Akuna Bay Pendulums. It's all about strength climbing.
FTP at 60 RPM. Woo.
I'm aiming for about 20 kilometers of climbing. Now I'm going to finish it off with a bit of zone 2 sweet spot work on the home trainer. I ran out of time out on the road, so finish it off here.
So that's about it. That's my training plan, my best chance of achieving some form before I go down to Peaks later this year. Are you going to Peaks? How is your training plan going? I'd love to hear what your plan was and how you're progressing through it. I'd always love a like or subscribe on this video. It really helps the channel get going. Until next time, see ya!